There's something about fridges that just gets me all excited. So a couple of episodes ago we looked at the design plans for the van, and the fridge was under the bench. It was a nice big wide one, 200 litres. The only little issue. No, we're not spending $3,500 on a fridge. Let's look at the options. Okay, first up we've got three-way fridges, and they're really good if you've got gas in your van and you want to be able to power your fridge with gas or electric. But we're not going to have gas in the van, and they're not nearly as efficient as a dedicated electric compressor fridge. So we're going to ignore three-way fridges. Next up we have compressor fridges, and there's two sizes generally. Ones that fit under the counter, which is what most people have, most normal people, and then there are taller ones as well, which are more like your home fridge, but they're still only 150, 200 litres compared to normal home fridges are 350 litres and up. This is the one I was looking at. Yeah, 200 litre. Really expensive. Under the counter, be lovely, but no. Alright, let's have a look at domestic fridges. So I spent a bit of time doing some research online, as you can imagine, trying to find if other people had used domestic fridges and how they went. And we came across this fridge that people recommended. It's the Samsung 3050 series in a 255 litre fridge. It's got a top mount freezer, which is not ideal. Be better to have a bottom freezer, so the fridge that you access more often is higher up and more accessible. But for some reason you can't get bottom mounted fridges this small. And this is considerably smaller than most domestic fridges, normal ones. But so it'll fit into the van reasonably well. It's 555 millimeters wide, 1.5 meters, or just over, tall, and 637 millimeters deep, which is slightly deeper than my 600 millimeter bench tops, which is fine. You can get it in white or stainless steel. This is the stainless steel version pictured. It has doors that only open one way. You can't swap them over, so that's important to be aware of if you're trying to fit it into your floor plan. Look how healthy my lifestyle will be if I get this fridge. That is exactly what my fridge is going to look like when I'm using it. Oh, it's got moist fresh zone. That sounds awesome. I like the fact that it's got big spaces in the door, so you can fit things really easily. I quite like this idea as well, kind of useful in a van. It's what you're doing in a van, is trying to make drawers and cupboards accessible. So it's got a nice slide out shelf. So an interesting aspect to this fridge is you may have noticed this digital inverter compressor mentioned here. Instead of the way a normal fridge works, when the temperature gets too warm, it turns the fridge chiller on, and then at a certain point it turns it off again, and so it's a binary on and off switch for the compressor. The digital inverter compressor means it's actually using a less amount of power but leaving it on all the time, so it can vary how much power it's using, and that means the temperature stays a lot more even in the fridge. You're basically only losing temperature when you open the door, and that keeps it far more efficient. So compared to most other fridges, this has got a 3.5 Energy Star rating. Most other normal fridges that you buy are 1.5, 2 stars at the most, so that's pretty awesome. I did even see one 4-star energy fridge, but that was a lot bigger. These are of course 240 volt or 230 volt, which means you have to run an inverter, and that means you've got inverter losses while you're using it. Someone who's actually tested it on a forum, it used 60 amp hours a day. So if you know how many amp hours your battery is, assuming it's 12 volt, I'm probably going to have 600 amp hours total. So this will use 1/10 of my battery every day, which is fine. I think that'll be It's a little more than the other 200 litre fridge I was looking at, which is only, I think it's 30 to 40 watts. Oh yeah, so I need to convert that to amp hours. Bear with me. Who knows? Anyway, we'll look. We'll figure that out later. This is the best feature of this fridge. Is it costs generally $800, but occasionally on sale it's $700. So yeah, that's. I think that's the fridge for me.